Now, ever since the war began in Ukraine last year, the nuclear threat has become very real. The parties to this war have been upping the ante time and again. And although Ukraine is not a nuclear power, its Western allies are, and so is Russia. With the war deepening the rift between Russia and the West, the threat of a potential nuclear confrontation is ever present. In this regard, Russia has warned the United States that it should stop brandishing ultimatums over the collapse of the arms control agreements, referring to the New START treaty from which Russia, remember, pulled out earlier in the year. Moscow said that it would only return to the nuclear arms reduction treaty if Washington abandons its hostile stance. Russia and the United States, by far the biggest nuclear powers, have both expressed regret about the collapse of the arms control treaties. These treaties try to slow the Cold War arms race and also reduce the risk of nuclear war. The United States has said that this week it will stop providing Russia with some notifications that are required under this treaty, including updates on its missiles and launcher locations. The move is intended as a retaliation for Moscow's ongoing violations of the accord. The New START treaty struck in 2011 obliged the United States and Russia to limit deployed strategic arms and also put limits on nuclear warheads on some deployed missiles and bombers. And amidst the growing nuclear brinkmanship, the war is of course raging on in Ukraine. In the latest, Ukrainian shelling has resulted in the death of 2 people in Russia's Belgorod border regions. The border villages have been hit by unprecedented shelling from Ukraine. The attacks have come as Ukraine is getting ready for its forces to launch the long-awaited counteroffensive. It is aimed at recapturing the Russian-occupied territory, and Kiev hopes that the counteroffensive will help it in reclaiming the territory that it lost and will also change the dynamics of this war. Zelensky said last month that Ukraine needs to wait for more Western armored vehicles to arrive before launching the counteroffensive. And talks of a counteroffensive, there are also talks of peace and cessation of hostilities as well. The latest call for peace is in fact coming from Indonesia. The Indonesian defense minister pitched a peace plan at the ongoing Shangri-La dialogue in Singapore. The plan includes an immediate cessation of hostilities, a ceasefire in the present positions, and demilitarized zones that would be guaranteed by observers and United Nations peacekeeping forces. He also suggested an eventual referendum in the disputed areas organized by the United Nations. Ukraine has obviously rejected the proposals as strange. Now, Ukraine's defense minister said that this sounds more like a Russian peace plan and not the Indonesian one. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.